was worth it. Yeah. So here we have Deep Rising on Kino Lorber Blu-ray. And one of the reasons that I didn't get this for the first time was because I had the, the cheapo 2-disc, cheapo Blu-ray of this, which also included the Puppet Masters film, but that was kind of a crappy low-budget release, so, but I didn't upgrade it then, but now I did the upgradation, and let's see what we have here. Anybody familiar with the Deep Rising? Hit that in the comments, because I will talk about the Deep Rising now, but now let's observe. Hey, this seller sent me this absolutely fantastic plastic covering, because this is a Kino Lorber release, and it even has a slipcover. Great looking slipcover, and then in the inside, full screen ahead, Deep Rising, and then we have the reversible sleeve as well here. So, what is Deep Rising? Deep Rising is a film directed by Steven Sommers, the same guy who directed the Mummy films. Yeah, I really don't like Mummy films. I think I have seen the first Mummy when it was in the cinemas, but I don't think I have ever watched the sequel to Mummy. So this is a film from 1998, and this was released week after Titanic, and that was especially damaging to the film because this is kind of like of the same subject than Titanic, which was probably, it was clearly the most famous film in the world. It was the king of the world, and then after that came this kind of like B-movie roller coaster ride, Deep Rising, and this film is starring Treat Williams and Famke Janssen, and plenty of other good actors too. Kevin J. Connor and Wes Studi are also in this film. And this is about this bunch of mercenaries who go to this luxury cruise ship on the Chinese Ocean, and then they just find out that, hey, where is everybody? And it turns out that these sea monsters have invaded the cruise ship, and now they have to, get out of there alive. So that's the basic plot of the film. So this is a creature feature, this is a giant monster feature, and I think this is absolutely great thrill ride. I have seen these films many of times, and then, I got this ache in my tooth, and man, I really needed to see this Kino Lorber release of this, because this includes also hefty extras. Okay, maybe the CGI effects in this thing are pretty outdated and stuff, but I think the charisma of Treat Williams, it is enough to compensate about the lack of CGI effects, but they are the product of its time, And I think this has been very impressive. I don't think this was in cinemas back in the day. I don't recall seeing this in cinemas, because I would have instantly gone to watch this in the cinemas, but I don't recall going there, because I think this was directly to video, because it flopped so hard in the American cinemas. But we got the video release and watched it back then and liked it, and have watched it since from that cheap quality Blu-ray, but now this is definitely an upgrade on that thing. And yeah, Famke Janssen, Famke Janssen, only few years after James Bond, GoldenEye, Famke Janssen, oh my god, what a gorgeous lady. She's also in this film. And this film has a lot of humor in it, and a lot of kind of like a pretty gory scenes as well. And this was an R-rated film. And no, it's not a PG film, but this is a, R-rated film as it should be. And there's some gory corpses and whatnot, and gooey effects. And in the making of the makers of the film said that the special effects guy said that, yeah, we made a very awesome effect when the captain gets killed. We made a, like a animatronics puppet of the captain, and skin is peeled off from that guy, and eyes are popping out of the dummy, and even the brains are coming out. And the producers saw that dailies, and they were like, "Hey, great job, guys! That looks really awesome. But guess what? We cannot use this." This was, after all, this was produced by Disney. It was this Touchstone Picture, Hollywood Pictures release. So basically, that's a subsidiary for Disney. So maybe it was a bit too much. So the high ups on the Disney company probably would have said that, hey, not so far. Yeah. Overall, very entertaining film, lots of fun and lots of good stuff, and Treat Williams has good jokes, and I will always, when I see this, I would like to think that it is the same character that Treat Williams is playing in Dead Heat. It's similar, very much similar type of film, like a very much tongue-in-cheek, but yet, menacing film. Yeah. Seeing Williams in the film was a treat, says Timo M, and yeah, you are probably right. And I think this is a very little known film, and it deserves more attention, definitely. Like Tutipunti there in the chat says, haven't seen that, but need to check it out. So I highly recommend this film for everybody, because especially if you're a fan of creature features, I don't think you will be disappointed when seeing this. And everybody who has seen this film, my favorite scene is in this film. This is not including the monster, but there's this one black guy who opens the safe and he's like, money, 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 money. Then the ones who have seen the films probably remember that scene. that is very funny. There is no Finnish DVD, no Finnish Blu-ray, no. It was only on VHS in Finland, so this is so little known film, and I don't think this was even released on DVD in any other parts of the world. The only other digital release I know is the cheap Blu-ray from USA, which shares the disc with Puppet Master. That is also another film that, needs this kind of special treatment. Treat Williams treatment. Okay, this thing is packed with extras. Okay, we got interviews. Unfortunately, we don't have interviews from Treat Williams or Famke Janssen, but we have interviews with director Steven Sommers, audio commentary, and interview with Wes Studi and Dean Candy, who was the second assistant director on this show. And then we got interview of Kevin J. Connor, and then VFX interviews from VFX guys, and lots of test footage from the effects and stuff like that. Great stuff. But only thing I was disappointed because this didn't include the dailies about the Captain Puppet getting his face sucked off and eyes popping out and brains pouring out. I wish they would have included it in these extras, but no. Instead, we only get these CGI shots. And unfortunately, this is Region A locked because it's a Kino Lorber release. Hey, by the way, I have to tell you, this was Region 3, the robot monster. But in usual Kino Lorber way, their releases usually are Region A locked. So you need a Region 3 player, or you need to live in United States if you want to see Deep Rising. But yeah, release I will give it 4 stars, and also for the film I will give it 4 stars. Highly recommend this if you have not seen this thing. This thing includes Deep Rising. Timo M says Deep Rising was released in Great Britain on DVD. Okay, alright. No subs though. Okay, that is unknown release to me.